This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Press the like symbol if you enjoyed any part of this video. Thank you. Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Let's take a look at the numbers. Current numbers are 8.4. Pretty good blood sugar, especially since, as you can see, I peaked. I almost went over into the high category. Oh no. Then I took my insulin. I had forgotten to take my morning bolus, which happens sometimes. But life does happen. Just don't make a habit of it. Okay. Current time in range in the last 24 hours is 97%, which means I'm only above for 3% of the time. Pretty good day. Average blood sugar is 7.1. So, that's where I stand. Today, I want to discuss the theory hospitals are always right. And for those of you who don't know, currently I am in a long-term care facility. Brought on a lot of it because of my uncontrollable diabetes. But same thing happens in the hospital. You have a low, you test. Oh, we've got a test on ours. It's like, it's great, yours once, but you don't need to keep doing it all the time. If my glucometer is out of reach, then fine. We'll go through, we'll do other testing. We'll make sure my technique's fine. But my whole theory is the glucometer I use is the one I have to base my choices on. I have no problem in sharing the information, even though a lot of times I put up a good fight about it. But assuming just because it's the hospitals that is correct, and oh yes, but we take so many safeguards to double check. It's kind of like, well, yours is good enough for out there, but in here, ours is the supreme. And it really becomes an issue when we're dealing with this number, the 8.4. This is straggling behind what my glucose is. So I had this happen here when I had a low blood sugar. I was saying, okay, my blood sugar at the time I think was 3.3. Or sorry, no, it was reading 2.4, but it came out at 3.3. Oh, your pump is wrong. Well, this may be wrong because you're not measuring the exact same things. You're measuring cellular sugars, is that number, but blood glucose can change. So in fact, if you want to put things together, It's this little device. This is my glucometer. This should be fairly close with the hospital. Not this number. This number shows what my trends are. If you take a look just above the 8, you will see an arrow going down. That indicates my blood sugar is coming down. 2 arrows means more, and 3 arrows, within the next, I think, half an hour, you could be having a severe low blood sugar. But just assuming, just because it's the hospitals, when you're out there and you have to live your life, then my glucometer should be the one you're going for. Oh, we've got to check to make sure you're right. And I think now I've got them changed over to my way of thinking, at least here. Out there, it can be a completely different thing. So, a lot of places, a lot of hospitals, and sometimes in the States, and allow managing your glucose to the patient. If you're going in there for another medical condition, you can pretty well do everything with your pump, and they're happy to relinquish control. Because remember, you're going to treat this, you're going to utilize these numbers. These are the numbers that your doctor, when you go visit, is going to respond to. If there's ever a dispute, I always say this is correct, because this is the pump or the glucometer. So I put away my glucometer again, but my glucometer is the number I have to live with. So why are we trying to control my blood sugar to a different meter? If that meter kept showing I was high all the time, once I leave the hospital, you see, you're using different roadmaps. And if you're trying to obtain tight control, you pretty well have to go with one set of numbers. So, if at all possible, I would like to use my own equipment, and saying that's what it is. And I was trying to say earlier was that a lot of hospitals now will say, as long as the patient is functioning, then they can control their own blood sugars. Because everything has a reason. And if you start adding too many variables, you don't know where the issue is. Now, I totally agree when you get into the hospital that you check your glucometer, base theirs, or theirs, and what the lab number comes out with, so you can understand. It's something worth thinking about. Now, I kind of always think about being pigeonholed. And I've told this story on here a number of times. When I was last in hospital for a DKA, I had not this device, I had a device, same model, but oh, there's something wrong with your pump. Your pump's broken. You're gonna have to go back on shots. There was no way I was gonna go back on shots. My body does not respond well to shots. Oh well, we'll be watching. And it's kind of like, well, that's great. You're gonna release here, and then you're gonna send me out. And are you gonna be there to give me my shots all the time? So, it's again, they're right. That's the only answer is theirs. And I'm noticing this a lot. It was more pronounced when I was in the ICU, is they don't come and talk to you. Yes, they may have to deal with very sick patients, but if you're able to converse with a patient, maybe he or she should be updated. And I see it even here in my facility. Doctors will just order stuff. And granted, the population in here a lot of times has to sort of, how do we put this nicely? Check into reality sometimes. So, things change every now and again. Make sure you're upfront with your doctor that you want to be kept abreast. So, if you ever have to go into a hospital, make sure you ask to control your diabetes. I did that when I came in here. And when I first came in here, they said, oh, well, yes, our doctor will be talking to you about going on shots. And I said, no, that wasn't the deal. And I was lucky that the doctor who started overseeing me agreed, and I was able to. The first, I had a low, and it was right back, oh, well, we should be giving you your extra insulin. And I said, no. I had to live with this. I feel better with myself controlling it. Sometimes you have to stick your ground, but there's no point in being rude or obnoxious about it. Just state, as far as I can, I would like to control my diabetes based on the parameters that the doctor has given you, even while you're in the hospital. Keep that in mind. And with that, I hope you're having an awesome day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye now. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. Thank you. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.